with cards again at this show. So we've got Timbersurf at Lumsdonia. We have Dino at the Modern Railway Shed. We've got another card here from the Junction Box. That is a cracking online shop to go and have a look at. I highly recommend them. The pricing of their locos are extremely well. I'll get onto that in a minute. We've got Jeff at Scenic 3D. We've got Robert's train set. I was quite surprised to see him actually. I wasn't expecting him to be there, but yeah, awesome. I'm really glad I met Robert. We've got Paul at Smallwood Junction as well. Yeah, another great guy. Him and his wife, awesome people. Really, really nice to have met them. And then, of course, there's John Warner at Piccadilly Middle Railway. I've got one of his cards here as well. And then last but not least, we have Tony Northeastern. So did quite well there with the cards. As you can imagine, with big mainstream exhibitions, it is extremely hard to try and find anything at all remotely bargain-wise whatsoever. But bargains we did find. Now then, the Junction Box. Go back to them for a minute. Junction Box. I've bought this Hymek. It is an old Triang unit. I do quite like the old Triang stuff. At the Telford exhibition, I bought this Hall class locomotive here. Yes, it's in pieces. I'm hoping to restore that. I don't think I'm going to video it. To be fair, it's going to take some doing. So I perhaps maybe show you that one when I've finished it. But yeah, I bought this Hymek. I bought this at a cracking price. To be fair, I only paid £10 for it. Now the one above me, if I can see it, there it is. It's around there somewhere. It is the other Hymek. I bought this one for spare parts. Basically, it's not without its issues. The coupling is broken away from the front of the bogie here. It does run, which is a plus. So the motor will most certainly be coming in useful for spare parts. But if people remember back in the earlier videos when I did buy the Hymek, its glass windows was missing. So with a bit of acetate, I managed to fix it. But the glass windows are in this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the windows out of this one. And I'm going to put the proper ones in that one because that's got a decent body on it, that one has. This one, wow, it's been painted. Both yellow ends have been painted. It's been handwritten on that side, and then of course the other side number is completely different. What else is wrong with it? The arrow has been repainted over the top pretty badly, and on this side you can see there's quite a fair bit of damage around on the body on that side. You can just about see the damage there, so I have no idea what's happened there. But I thought for £10 it's not too bad. It'll do for spare parts. And the added bonus to that is it came with its original box also. So that means the other Hymek can go in this box. So yeah, awesome. So yes, I paid £10 for that. What else did I buy? Well, I bought quite a lot of stuff, to be fair. I found this coach here appealed to me. I bought this from Elaine's Trains. That was really, really nice. So what is it? It is a Centenary Break third class coach in GWR livery. I do like the mainline coaches. For some reason, the detail on them are superb, much more detailed than the likes of Hornby. So, so yeah, I bought this one, and it's um, it's an unusual one. It's one I've not ever seen before, and I'll show you it now. Um, but it's the profile of it that caught my eye. You got the indentations here with the doorways. You got where it's chamfered on the edge there as well for I would imagine probably for streamline reasons. Um, so yeah, so I'm collecting some chocolate and cream coaches, and this one will be an absolute perfect addition to go on the end of a rake of coaches. Again, it comes in its original box. It's got all the original. Here we go. It's got all the original packaging with it as well, which is awesome. And I didn't even quibble on the price. To be fair, I thought £10 was a very good price. So yeah, so I bought that. Now, sadly, I can't remember the name of all the stalls that I went to. There was one stall there that sold an awful lot of spare parts, and they also sold a lot of new old stock stuff as well. So while I was there, I managed to pick up quite a few spare parts. And the guy who was there, he was very right in what he was saying. He was saying that if you don't recognise the parts, you probably don't know what they are. And he was very right about that. So I bought some traction tyres off him. I mean, the traction tyres at £3, that's not a bad price at all, really. So yeah, so I was quite excited to pick those up. Oh, this is another good one. To tell you what, some of the parts that I got off him, they are really, really hard to find. And I managed to pick up a nice set of oval buffers here for class 47, which I was missing. So I'm glad I picked them up. More traction tyres. Of course, you can never have too many traction tyres. I also picked, well, I showed you that Hall class locomotive. This is going to be the motor for it because it came without a motor. What do you expect for £2? So this is going to be the new motor replacement for it, and this is the wheel drive gear and motor worm gear for it too. And yeah, for £5, I thought that was pretty decent, to be fair. And also, while I was there, I also picked up, remember the old tank engine, the £5 tank engine I bought. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I'm going to try. I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I bought the cog set for that also. So all I need to do now is find a new motor for it. Also at Elaine's Trains, I also bought some Castle traction tyres as well. So I managed to pick up a couple of sets of those. So I'm really, really happy about that. So yeah, they will go into the spares box. I also bought a couple of new paintbrushes because Dan Everson at Tunnel Lane Model Railways has inspired me to have a go at trying to paint some figures. So that's what I bought these for. Then there was the big ticket item. Now, there was one particular thing that I wanted to buy, and I went for a hunt for that. I went to Elaine's Trains and they didn't have one. They told me to go to Digitrains, so I tried them. They only had half of one, which was odd. They tried told me to try DTC Concepts, so I went over and tried them. They had none in stock. Then I walked past 10 Commandments, and they had them in abundance. And this is what I bought. Bought a Rolling Road. I'm sure I've probably said this a few times. I've been wanting one of these for quite some time now. I had been looking at buying the Hornby ones, and the last time I saw a Hornby one, they were selling at the Footplate in Kidderminster for £75, second hand, which I thought was an extortionate amount of money, really, for a second-hand item like that. And I ended up buying this brand spanking new for the same price. This is very, very well built. The parts are all 3D printed. You have brass wheels, brass rollers, should I say. It's certainly a very, very well built piece of kit, this is. And yeah, 10 Commandments told me that if I have any issues, to give them a call with it, which I doubt very much. They said there is a online tutorial, well, a YouTube tutorial, and yeah, so they put this little leaflet in there as well. And on the Rolling Road is a Hall class locomotive. For some strange reason, I have this inkling that the Hall class is calling to me to restore it. And while we're on the subject of Hall class locomotives, there is something else coming as well very soon. And when that arrives, I'll let you know about that too. But there's a big clue. It's a Hall class. Anyway, so yeah, so hopefully at some point in the very near future, I might actually have 2 Hall classes. At this rate, I might turn into J Loco and start collecting Hall classes like she does, Black Fives. I also bought this quite cheap as well. I got 2 cars in there, and that cost me £5, which I thought was an exceptional price, really, for 2 cars. So yeah, I got them. Then I'm saving the best till last. As if the Rolling Road wasn't already the best. Right, okay, what else have we got here? Not that bit. Right, so I managed to pick up a Metcalfe viaduct kit. I've already bought one of these once at the Stafford Model Show. And then I found this one. Metcalfe are selling these at £18, which is still an exceptional amount of money for what they are. And I managed to pick this one up £15.30. So I think I did quite well there, considering the fact I found this on the Saturday, and of course I'd run out of cash. So on the Sunday I recuperated my cash flow, and thankfully this was still there, so I managed to pick it up. While I was there, I also came across this as well, which is one of Metcalfe's new kits, and it is called Hotel Wednesday. Whether it's got anything to do with Wednesday Addams, I have no idea, but anyway, here it is. And this hotel is now going to be Finnerton Central Station Hotel. So I'm going to be looking forward to building this, and this is going to be at the one end of Finnerton Central there. But this is a crucial build that I need to build in order to continue building the roof on Finnerton Central. Well, while we're on that subject, Timber Surf has manufactured some more parts for me. Admittedly, I have to apologise to everybody. In my last live stream, I said I was going to show everyone, but with all the waffling that I did, I never got round to it. So for a quick sneaky peek, I will show you what's been going on in Finniton Central. So here we go. This is part of the new roof, which is going over Finniton Central here. This is the new wall that I'm building here, and this is where the new station hotel is going to sit. It's going to sit right here in front, right next to this building here, which is the main station building. And then once the roof is finished, I'm then going to rebuild the roof across the top of the station here, because I've had to remove that in order to fit the roof. So we had these posts which were going to sit in the middle of the platform. Turn around. These were going to sit in the middle of the platform here, but I found these to be quite fragile. So what Timber Surf has done is he's made me some different ones out of a different plastic, because I'm I break these a lot. These ones are a different style. They've got like I don't really quite see it on camera really until I've painted it, of course. But there's like a spiral that goes down the stem there. There's some detailing going along the top here as well as. And yeah, and these are a little bit more robust than the other ones as well. So we're going to be trialing those ones, and of course those are going to sit in there instead. So that's really it for the update for Finniton Central right now. But yeah, as you can see, it's an absolute mess up there right now. So that's why there's no trains running. I also been and seen a gentleman who does all the track plan books and everything for Pico. His name is Paul Lunn. And Paul was there this weekend helping people with designings of layouts and other things. And I spoke to him because I had some issues. Finchester Works, namely, being that one. There's going to be a lot of work going on over the winter on Finchester Works. And one of them is I'm going to be doing a slight little bit of reconfiguring of the track. The curve coming from the station round to the turntable is not quite working very well. It's a little bit too tight. So I spoke to Paul and we came up with an idea of what to do. And Paul had just quickly scratched a few ideas out on a piece of paper here, which was great. And fundamentally what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking up the one small section of the layout in this one corner down here. I'm going to take that curve out of there, and I'm going to change it around a little bit so that the curve is not as tight coming in, but it's going to be coming in from the other side of the main line rather than near the station, I think, anyway. But so yes, there's going to be a little bit of reconfiguring going on over there. But while we're on the subject of Finchester Works, I went to West Hill Wagon Works, and Chris Barrett, West Hill Wagon Works, has sold me these. So yes, I bought these off him. These are going to be very useful for setting the track. I don't really quite like set track. One of the things that I found with Finniton Central Mark 1 was there was a great difficulty in trying to put the track down. Set track is great. So if you want your layout to flow around a corner nicely, set track really isn't for you. Which is why on this particular layout, I have done away with a lot of set track. There is still a lot of it on here, um, but yes, especially on the upper level, um, set track is minimal up there. So of course, one other thing I bought from West Hill Wagon Works as well is this. I've bought the double track diesel fueling depot. This is going to be an addition to Finchester Works. So when I reconfigure the track around Finchester Works, I'm going to be adding this to it as well. So Finchester Works is going to be having diesel depot as well as a turntable and an engine shed. All of which has got to be all crammed into this one side here. So wish me luck. But anyway, but yeah, that's the ultimate plan with Finchester Works. And then once that's up and running properly, then when I'm doing my fix-it videos, that'll be featuring heavily in those as well. A little bit like Double O Bill does with moving his locomotives into the shed and then bringing them out onto his table. So of course with the rolling road as well, that is going to make for getting things to run a bit better too. It also means that any rolling stock that I've got that I've serviced and that, I can give them a good thorough run as well on here. Without having to put them on the track, because as you know, the track is currently unusable. But as soon as the major buildings finished on Finnerton Central here, then hopefully I'll get trains running on here again. But that's the reason why trains are not running here at the moment, is because I'm busily building. So yeah, that's that. Right, okay. Of course, I met a lot of people at Getz. There are so many people to mention. To mention a few, Saturday evening, on the way back to the bus, I bumped into Jay Loco. I'd seen her a couple of times in the show, and I didn't want to bother her because it looked like she was talking all the time to other people. But yeah, it was great to meet her, even though it was brief. But yeah, it was really nice to meet her. But of course, then there was the get-togethers on Saturday and Sunday. A few people turned up on both days, but some people turned up on the one and some people turned up on the other. But yeah, Andy Hot Dog Pilot, I got to see him again. It was great to see him. I also met Paul and his wife as well, Smallwood Junction. And yeah, there were so many other people there. Robert from Robert's Train Set, I wasn't expecting to see him. I met him the weekend as well. A nice person to speak to. I got to see Graham Fawson as well. I didn't expect to see him there. I just walked into the VIP room because me and Timber had bought VIP tickets that weekend. So I goes in there to go and get myself a cup of coffee, and he sat there. It was great. I got to see him, and I was in awe of the fact that he got up out of the chair and he shook my hand and he said hello, Brian, and I was just amazed that he knew who I was. So yeah, so that was another highlight of the weekend. Dino, I met Dino, as you know, because I got his card. I got to meet Susanna as well. Lovely person to speak to. Yeah, she's great. Yeah, yeah, absolute legend. She really is. Loved speaking to Susanna, and and yeah, there were just honestly there were so many people. Martin, I spoke to Martin. There were a few other people. Oh, honestly, there were so many people I've met over the weekend, um, and and yeah. So if I haven't mentioned the name, I'm so sorry. But yeah, there was so many people out there. You know who you were, yeah, you are all absolute legends. You really are. It was so nice to meet you all. Um, the only thing that I do regret is the fact that I couldn't get to spend more time with you all. It would have been great to have all sat down at a table somewhere, drank coffee, and just talked to one another. But sadly, a lot of you all vanished in the crowd when we all dispersed. Um, there was one person in particular, Clive. Clive was wandering around with me for a while, trying to find some bargains. He picked up a few that I hadn't even spotted myself. So, you know, so yeah, um, the MGR wagons. I would like to make a collection of MGR wagons, to be fair. And Clive, he was finding them from all over the place for a fiver, and I was like, "How do you keep finding them?" He's like, "Oh, I found the three here. And you buy those." It's, "Oh, I found some more here. They're boxed. I bought them as well." And he was just buying them for a fiver, and I was seeing them like 10, £20. But no, it was all good fun. It really was all good fun. Um, but uh, but yeah, so to all of you, thank you very much for taking the time to come and talk to me, uh, say hello. Some had selfies with me, which I thought was great. Um, and yeah, it was a really, really, really good weekend. It really was. But there is one person I really do have to say a big thank you to, and that's Timber Surf. Um, without him, I wouldn't have been there that weekend, and he very kindly picked me up, um, and took me there and brought me back as well. So yeah, Timber, thank you very much, mate. Yeah, uh, it was a fantastic weekend, and yeah. So right, okay, that's it. I've finished waffling now. I spent way too long doing waffling. It was just going to be a case of me showing you what I bought, but it's ended up having a little bit of a layout update as well at the same time, and also saying thanks to the, the quite a fair few people that come and spoke to me. Um, namely Peter. Yes, Peter at Delft Junction scared the living daylights out of me. He warned me he would, and he did. Come up behind me and jab me in the ribs. Oh dear. Um, so yeah, it was a fantastic weekend. It was great to meet you all, and two people I've already met before as well. It was still nice to see you all too. Um, so so anyway, I'm going. Ta-ra, and happy modelling. And I'll see you in the next live stream. Ta-ra for now. Bye bye.